Welcome back to another video in the series, Brands of the SVO. Today, we'll be talking about Voin.
Whether you like him or don't like him, there's nothing you can do about him because he's number one.
Sorry about that. Voin, a brand that fights. Started in 2013, early on, they sold uniforms to special forces from both Russia and Ukraine. They mainly worked with Ukrainian companies like Taka, PigTac, and Prof1. At the beginning, Voin wasn't making full kits, just simple gear like magazine pouches, some of which still float around the market nowadays. Fast forward to 2014, things are still smooth. Voin is selling Ukrainian gear, sharing posts about new camo, and even showing a pistol-compatible version of their pouches. But then, 2014 happened. That pretty much ended Voin's connection to Ukrainian gear. But instead of slowing down, they pivoted. Fast, like really fast. They started producing their own gear, starting with a holster, some basic clothes, balaclavas, a beanie, and even leafy suits. Their early designs were rough, lots of weird Velcro patterns, and some casual wear. Then, in 2015, we finally see a glimpse of what they're famous for now, the pants. First, there were versions with no knee pads. Later, we saw them shift towards cry-style layouts. Around this time, you start noticing iconic details like the slit Velcro and the slow evolution of their knee pads. By 2016, Voin began testing custom 3D knee pads. Later that same year, we got our first real look at the knee pads that are now iconic. They were also experimenting a lot, putting out one-off items like pouches, a seat, a helmet cover, and even reflective armbands for special orders. And in December 2016, the design was officially locked in and production began. After that, it's mostly been refinements. The two main lines still in production today are the Damage and Less. The Damage style came out in late 2015, and the Less followed in 2016. They've made other uniforms, sure, but most are now discontinued. And although some of the older designs made its way into the SVO, the pants you see most today are from these two main lines. Before I start naming who uses them, let's clear up a few things about custom orders. Whenever it's MVD, SSO, or whoever, those are usually one-offs and hard to get your hands on. You might be saying, well, I'm in a custom order for one. Those are not the same quality. I want to make that very clear. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room, the so-called blue Voin sets used by SSO in that shooting competition. They're not actually blue, the photos are just extremely saturated, so if you're chasing that look, just know the color doesn't exist in that form. Also, blue Voin seem to be the next big trend, just like leaf suits were, or that Zasalon wave a while back. And honestly, if you're building a shooting competition kit just because it's trending, you're kind of just following the herd. Does it look cool? Personally, I don't think so. I think there are better impressions you could do, mostly around SP or GRU units. And even if you do get the custom set, you'll still need a vest and pouches, which is a whole different headache, most of which are old gen or discontinued. So my advice? Don't follow the hype. Try something different. But hey, it's your kit, you do what you want. Quick disclaimer, some of this info might not be 100% accurate. Voin doesn't post a lot of reference photos or name drop units, so I'm making educated guesses based on what I've seen. I also want to say I'm sorry to anyone who I may have offended via the last segment, but it just had to be said. Let's start with the Les trousers first. I also want to say, I know that means forest in Russian, but most people just call it Les. Coming in at the ATAC/MOX pattern, Russian National Guard, regular soldiers, SPN, and GRU are seen to use it. For multicam, FSB, Sober, regular soldiers, stormtroopers, SPN, Wagner, and Russian National Guard have been seen to use it too. There's obviously more, but these are the ones I can provide at this time. Now, moving on to the more widely used damage trousers, in multicam you can find regular soldiers, GRU, SPN, FSB, and VDV. For ATACs and MOX, mostly SPN and GRU use it, but regular soldiers have been seen in it. Now, if you want to use one of their combat tops, the only one that's currently available is the damage combat top. So if you're aiming for a full Voin set, just pair that with the pants and the matching camo. Sorry if there's not a ton of references, but do keep in mind, Les and damage pretty much appeared in every major unit at some point. So if you're thinking of adding Voin to your loadout, chances are, 9 times out of 10, you'll be fine. Someone in that unit has probably worn it. Before I wrap this up, I just want to say thank you. We recently hit 1,000 subscribers, and don't worry, I am working on a proper video for that milestone. Expect that sometime soon. Huge thanks to everyone who supported the channel, dropped feedback, or even just liked my videos. I really appreciate it, and I hope these videos help you get better at building your impression or understanding the gear. As always, if I got something wrong, or you've got better info on a unit or a piece of gear, please tell me in the comments. I'm always happy to learn more or correct stuff. Thanks for watching, and as always, I'll see you next time.